get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group, just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
You're tuning into a Goldilocks Productions presentation of the InnerSpeak Soul Adventures radio show with Jean Adrienne. Jean is the creator of InnerSpeak, a method for clearing karmic and ancestral blocks. She's the author of 4 books and 2 decks of metaphysical clearing and activation cards. Jean offers private sessions via phone or Skype, as well as her office located in Blairsville, Georgia. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 657-383-1895. Enjoy this soul-healing show.
Good morning, happy Monday, good afternoon, and happy Monday. Well, day flies by before you even know it, it's afternoon. And it's been a while since we've been together. It's been a very interesting time. I've been through a hurricane. I have moved to another state, another city, sold my home, rented another one. Wow. I would say what else could change, but I'm not going to tempt fate and go there. And today's show, I am blessed to have my incredible co-host, Laurie Huston, with me. Laurie is a fantastic intuitive from Toronto, Ontario. You can find out everything about her on her website, which is intuitivesoul.com. And, of course, you can find out anything you need to know about me on jeanadrienne.com. Welcome, Laurie.
Hey, Jean.
How are you?
I'm good. I feel like we've just talked.
I think we have.
I think we have.
Well, I am so glad to have you back on the show and to, be doing our tag team work again. It's so much fun. And we also need to make sure that all of our listeners know that Laurie and I offer a special. You can contact either one of us on our website, Laurie's intuitivesoul.com, mine jeanadrienne.com, to take advantage of this special. All you have to do is just do a contact. Send a contact message, but we offer a tag team private session. It's a half hour. Neither one of us do half-hour sessions, so it's your opportunity to get more in-depth with us and more personal because it's not like on the air. And the price is really low. It's just $75. So you can really do some deep work with Laurie and I. She does a reading for you. I do a clearing, and then usually she comes back in behind the clearing and looks at everything again once your blocks have been cleared away. So if you want to take advantage of that, it's just for our InnerSpeak Soul Adventures clients. So get in touch with us, and we would love to work with you. So, Laurie, what's going on?
It's a good time to do it. Well, it's a good time to do it because we're just coming into the fall. We've got a new moon, tomorrow night, Wednesday early morning, depending on where you are. That's all about, making new changes. And because it's in Virgo, it can be around your health. It can be, anything that you want to get really organized with. So some good things are about to happen around that. And, of course, after tomorrow, we are out of the Mercury retrograde shadow, and we are all moving forward. So that's also a good thing.
Yeah, it is, because I'm having to replace my phone, and there's going to be one shipped to me, but the new iPhone doesn't come out until I think the 22nd. So it won't ship until after that. So well clear of
You're
Mercury
good.
retrograde. Yeah, because, you know, the phone I have now is several years old, and the battery is just about shot. It really doesn't hold a charge very well. And so, you know, with the iPhone, the battery's kind of built into it. You can't just replace it.
Oh.
So, I mean, I think you can, but it involves tearing open your phone, and then apparently what I've heard, they don't really work that well after you do that. So I'm going to get myself the iPhone 8.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's a bit daunting, being as how it's just going to be released, and I'll be one of the first users or the first fools. I don't know how you call that one. And the scary thing about it is it's all glass.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
totally glass. I know.
Cool.
So I'm getting a good case for it for sure. They say that it's, you know, it's basically indestructible, but you know, who knows? Everybody has busted screens before, so.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's crazy.
I tell you. Other than that, it's just pretty much the same phone as, you know, what I have now, but with a new battery and a new payment, of course.
Of course.
So
yes,
there we go.
I updated my Priv to the new, you know, I'm still stuck with the whole BlackBerry thing.
Yeah.
They have a new one called Key One, and it's pretty awesome.
Cool.
It's pretty awesome.
You know, I mean, the BlackBerry served me well for many years, so I'm not going to complain about that one. So listeners, if you are out there in listener land and you would like to get a reading from Laurie and a clearing from me, call on in now. The number is 657-383-1895. And we actually have our first caller, so let's get started. Our first caller is area code 850. So who am I speaking with?
Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
Oh, okay. Oh,
okay.
Just any type of spiritual messages would be great. I thought about selling my home, and I wanted to see if you see me selling my home and roundabout price range, maybe, or what area to look in, or area that you might see me in.
So where do you live now?
Well, I love the area that I live in, Florida.
Okay, whereabouts in Florida?
Choppy, Florida.
All right, so you are not far from me. I'm in Tallahassee now, and I actually love coming to Sop Choppy once a month for the Sop Choppy Opry.
Oh, wow. We're neighbors. I'm like right down the road from the grocery store, and I love my little bitty place, but my mother, who has Alzheimer's, is moved in with me, and my boyfriend is my rock. But my house is just not very big enough, and my dream is always to be more on the water. And, of course, I'm only, 9 miles, but my dream is to see the water out my front doors or my, overlooking the water. I know it's a big dream, but I'm a dreamer.
Okay, and you should be. So, Laurie, I'm going to let you look at it first and then see what you see for her, and then I will do a clearing for Michelle when you're done.
Okay. So, all right, Michelle, what I'm getting is I'm not sure that this is exactly the time to shift yet. I think it will be happening. I definitely see big changes on their way, but right now I think if you were to do it, it would be very it would kind of knock you off your foundation. So I'm getting that you need to really rest and take care of yourself. So I think maybe with your mother moving in and everything that you're really stressed. And I'm seeing that, there's some competitive stuff going on or conflict with others, not like real serious, but just it's there. I'm also seeing that you're sacrificing a lot of your energy and time into what's going on right now. So, saying that your boyfriend's your rock, I mean, that's really important because you seem to be sacrificing a lot of energy. And the other thing is that you're not seeing the benefits of where you are, what's happening in your life right now. So everything is always there for a reason. You're definitely being kind of tested right now and to help you move forward in big ways. Like I said, there is going to be a change coming, but I don't want it to be catastrophic change. I want it to be something that moves with ease and grace. So I'm thinking, just take some time. I know Jean and I just did a show, and she was telling me about a friend of hers who actually was on the water, and there was good reason for her to have to leave. See, I don't know if you want to bring that up, Jean, but, I mean, I don't know.
Flood insurance.
Specifically, yeah, right.
Right.
Out of control, yeah.
Like, really out of control. So that might be something to consider. However, you do have, you are a magician. You can create what you want. Just take the time and do it in a way that you're not doing it because you're stressed. You're not doing it because you're in a place of fear, but actually, that you're very grounded and peaceful, and it's a balanced way of going through it. So I'm assuming Jean's going to help you clear up whatever it is that's creating disbalance in your life. But you need some more harmony, and it's just not quite right yet. But things will shift.
When do you see that happening?
Well,
or
why
when
don't we have Jean do the clearing?
Do it?
Yeah, let me do the clearing, and then we'll come back and look at that. Okay, so what's got you blocked from moving forward is something that happened to you in this lifetime. So let me just look. Was she less than 5 years old? Yes. 4, 3. What happened when you were 2, Michelle?
I don't have a lot of memories of when I was young. I really remember when I was young.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the cards are saying happened, and you can see if you resonate with this or if you have been told, because you really wouldn't remember probably from age 2 anything. But I think that this may have had something to do with your parents or perhaps even a relative. What it says, the setup was going on around you was arranged or no love marriage and a suicide. Now, suicide is not always a literal suicide. It can be a figurative suicide. And so, for example, moving your mother into a house that is too small is sort of an arranged marriage. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And suicide could be, again, from a figurative standpoint, creating enough stress that it messes up the relationship with your rock.
Now, are you talking about my parents or with me?
Well, this is something that happened to you when you were 2. So I have a feeling that it had something to do with your parents at that point. Because at 2,
my parents, they were on the run, and I actually had a fake birth certificate when I was born.
Okay.
Because they were on the run, and it was really a toxic relationship between the both of them. And I probably never know the truth about the whole story, Okay. Yeah, so here that's what the cards are saying, and this is really what you're dealing with now that is holding you back from being able to follow your dream, follow your heart, because what this did to your soul at age 2 was it caused your heart to be shut down. In order to protect your little tender heart, you closed it, and to a certain extent it's still closed. And there's a stuck belief that you had as a child that you're still carrying. And that belief is, I am not taken seriously. So let's clear this, because you need to, be able to move forward. Can I tell you something?
Yes, ma'am.
My biological mother, I'm taking care of my stepmother, and my biological mother moved down here. I could write a book. But anyways, I was hoping for a mom that I didn't have my whole life. And since she moved down here, it's been nothing but chaos, and she basically stole from me. And, she takes too many drugs, and it's not the mom that I hoped for. So now I've kind of focused my energy on my stepmom, who did love me. But it is stressful taking care of somebody with Alzheimer's, but I love her to pieces. And she is a mom. she was a real mom, whereas my biological mother has not been a real mom since she's moved down here. It's like I want her away from me now.
Okay, so here's that's the arranged or no love marriage that you're dealing with today. And you're still trying to protect yourself with a closed heart. So what I want you to do, Michelle, I want you to kind of close your eyes and go back in time, and I want you to find your little 2-year-old self. And I want you to connect with little Michelle. And I want you to ask her, what can I do to help you, sweetheart? And listen to what she tells you. She's your little wounded inner child, and there's still pain that needs to be healed from that. And then what I want you to do is you need to get rid of all the energetic debris that you created for yourself growing up with your thoughts. This junk looks like mirrors, and what it does is it attracts to you people, places, and situations that make you feel like you felt when you were 2 years old. So I want you just to close your eyes and ask Spirit and the angels to remove all the mirrors from your body and from your field and take them to the light so that they're not attracting to you this chaos anymore.
So I basically go back with a 2-year-old and ask the 2-year-old to get rid of all the negative energies.
No, what you do is you ask the angels just to take it away from you now. You just ask the 2-year-old, what can you do to help her? But there's a part of you, baby, that is stuck at 2 years old. It's a piece of you that's never grown up.
I wonder if that's why I can't remember much of my young childhood.
Probably. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to create a bottle, a beautiful bottle, and I want you to put into this beautiful bottle all of this negative stuff, all the fear, all the anger, all the chaos, and just put a cork in it and give it to a beautiful angel, probably Archangel Michael. He's standing right there to your left. So just give it to the angel and let him take this bottle away so that you're free of the past, so that you can start creating the life that you want for yourself. And you receive blessings from the angels for having the courage to call in today and do this work. Your first blessing is a blessing of union and the acceptance of love from yourself, from spirit, from your boyfriend, from your family. Your second blessing is the return of authority, power, and confidence. And your final blessing today is opening to miracles. So it's gratitude that owns every blessing. So just take a moment now and give thanks to your angels, your teachers, and your guides.
Thank you,
Laurie,
angels.
Yeah, Laurie, what do you see now that this has been cleared for her?
Yeah, I still get it's not time yet to move, that there's still a lot of things that need to come out. And I really get that you need to take care of yourself and not, move into that fear that's still, that is kind of around your mother. And just when you can hold that without fear and transform it into love, then things will happen for you. I don't know. It's not going to be till next year. But yeah, just be really open to things instead of trying to control them. Just really, let things unfold and don't be too in a hurry to make changes.
Okay.
All right. Maybe just let it unfold.
Thank you so much. Maybe the angels are trying to protect me from all these hurricanes going on.
Well, I'm telling you, and so we're here every Monday at 3:00. So call us back.
Thank you, sweetie.
We'll just keep working with you. All right, baby. Okay, so we've got a bunch of callers out on the switchboard, but y'all are all in listen mode only. So if you want a reading from Laurie and a clearing from me, what you need to do is press 1. And sometimes it takes a couple of times to press 1 or hold it down until you get a response back from Blog Talk saying you're now in the host queue. And then we'll know that you want to get a clearing and a reading. So, we're here for you. If you want a reading, you got to press 1. So that was interesting. I love somebody that's so close to where I am now. How cool is that?
Yeah, you're going to make lots of new things happening in your life, huh?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. In fact, one of the things that as soon as I get everything, really kind of organized here, I'm going to start some meetup groups. I'm going to start a Circle of Light in Tallahassee, which is basically I'll do it at my home once a month and totally free, and allow people to come in and kind of get supported with their spiritual growth in whatever way seems to be appropriate. It's something I've done in most cities where I've lived in the past, and I'm going to start it here.
Cool. I do get lots of love coming your way for sure. There's like your happy wish card, your celebration card, and you just moving into a very intuitive and loving space. So things are going to be nice for you there. So
I think so. Yeah, it's interesting because I was born and raised in Tallahassee, and I moved away in 1970 when I got married. And I really kind of washed my hands of the place, and I said, I'm never going to live there again. I did continue to come back here a lot because my Aunt Lil, who was kind of like a second mother to me, lived here for many years. She had been here forever, and I took care of her in her older age. Eventually, I had to move her to Atlanta because the care needs were such that I was having to, drop everything and drive to Tallahassee, which was a 5-hour trip on a moment's notice because she was having a healing crisis. So we eventually moved her to assisted living in Atlanta. And at that point, I said, okay, I am not going back. I'm done, But fortunately or unfortunately or whatever, my youngest daughter, my youngest child, my daughter, lives here now. And here we go, so I'm back. But we've got another caller. This one is area code 717. So who are we speaking with today?
Hi there. My name is Corrine.
Hi, Corrine. How are you?
Okay, good. Very good. How are you?
Okay. Wonderful. So how can Laurie and I assist you today?
I've been trying to connect stronger to my guides and angels, and I'm having some difficulty. I feel blockages in my heart chakra.
Okay.
It's kind of like I'll clear it, and then bam, it's right back. I'll clear it, it's right back, and it's like I'm having a little difficulty there trying to figure out, okay, what's going on and how can I get rid of it for good?
Okay. So what do you think, Laurie? Do you want me to do the clearing first or do you want to do the reading first?
I just get a little bit, I definitely think reading afterwards, but I am picking up something. It has to do with your inflow of abundance. So it has to do with initiating something to, and I always associate abundance with love. So it's like, and as you're saying, the heart chakra, it feels like there's something around that with abundance and love and moving forward. Because I'm seeing that there's some fears that you're picking up and the tendency to look at all the things that haven't worked instead of turning around and looking at all the things you've actually accomplished. But yeah, Jean, go, and I'll do something after.
Okay. So, Corinne, just take a moment, surrender to Spirit, and ask for help in looking at what we need to look at today for your highest and best good.
Okay.
And let's just start pulling some cards. This one. Okay. So this goes back to when you were in your mother's womb. Is when your heart got really shut down. And probably the reason why you haven't been able to clear it is because you never thought about looking at something that happened to you before you were born. And what the setup around this says is abuse of power and loss of faith in yourself, others, and God. So do you know anything about your mother's pregnancy with you? Anything about that at all? Okay.
I know that right before she got pregnant with me, she had been pregnant with my sister and lost her due to her loss of her father. You know,
Wow.
her father had passed over, and she was really close with him, and that may have started her on her path of loss of faith.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you've inherited that. You know, so here you are wanting to connect better with your angels, teachers, and guides, and you really don't have the faith in yourself that this is possible. And so what this has done to you at the soul level is there's a lack of forgiveness piece that is blocking you from letting this go and being able to fully open your heart and receive not only your ability to contact your angels and guides, but the abundance that Laurie's seeing. And there's a belief that you are carrying that you basically took on for yourself while you were still in your mother's womb, and that belief is, I can't have what I want. So let's clear this. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go back in time, back before your birth. I want you to climb back inside your mom's belly, inside the womb. I want you to find your little unborn self. And I want you to help your unborn self to forgive. She needs to forgive her mother. She needs to forgive her sister. She needs to forgive Spirit. She needs to forgive herself.
And her grandfather.
And her grandfather. There you go. Thank you, Laurie. So just help her to do that. And then you have put around yourself a transparent egg that is blocking you from being able to open your heart. So there's two of them, actually. One of them's around your heart. It's like an extra pericardial back that is keeping your heart from being able to fully open. So let's address that one first. I want you to put your attention on your heart center and find this transparent sac surrounding your heart. And I just want you to touch it with love and dissolve it. Oh boy, that feels better. And now I want you to look out at the edge of your field, and I want you to find the transparent egg that is surrounding your field, that's keeping your intentions from getting out into the ethers and keeping the messages that you so want and the contact that you so desire from getting into you. And I want you to touch that transparent egg with love and dissolve it. And then I want you to go pick up this little baby you. I want you to hold her in your arms, and the two of you walk together into Saint Germain's beautiful violet flame, and allow the violet flame to burn away from you any loss of faith, any old resentment, and these beliefs of, I can't have what I want. And just allow anything that is not love to be burned away from you in the violet flame while you're holding this unborn aspect of yourself. Ooh, that feels a lot better. Okay. And you receive blessings from the angels for calling in to do this work today and to let this stuff go. Let's see what your blessings are. I'm going to pull 3 of the violet cards. The first blessing is synchronistic flow and good fortune. The second blessing is opening to miracles. God, I'm scared to pull another card because how does it get any better than that? And the final blessing is a healing from your awakened inner. So, Karina, it's gratitude that owns every clearing. So just take a moment and give thanks to your angels, your teachers, and your guides. And Laurie, so what do you see for her?
Yeah, so this is definitely your time for healing. So just allow this and everything else to sort of unfold. But I'm seeing that, things are definitely going to start moving forward. just really begin to believe in yourself. Have the courage and trust and faith within yourself that, when we want to connect with our guides and we want to do our spiritual work, it's more just letting it happen, being very open, and not trying to control things, not trying to have it done in a way that you think it's supposed to be done or the way you want it to be done. I think you're going to find in the next coming weeks to months that things are going to, the way you think you're supposed to receive information is going to be very different. When you're in a place of fear, you can't actually get a clear understanding. You'll know when you've connected, when all you feel is, this beautiful essence around you. That's like, it's always a very positive, loving message. They're telling me that, they have so much love and appreciation and acceptance for who you are, that they just want you to have that same connection. And you'll know when you get it, because it will feel so loving. You don't often get detailed information, and I'm getting that you're either expecting to see or hear, and I think you're going to find that it's more about feeling or almost a knowing. So just be really open to how you receive the information, and not so much with expectation of, how you think you're supposed to. And a lot of beautiful energy around you, and, a lot of, like the happy family, like this really loving, rich energy that can be around you, and you can create it. So just have the faith that everything is going to be okay, and trust. And let go.
Thank you so much.
I hope that helps.
Definitely, thank you. Yes, I actually felt it, angels and guides around me and everything. I mean, I do feel often. I just don't get any, how can I say, the messages are sporadic and not clear. So that's why I was,
okay.
concerned.
So then just play with it. Don't be concerned. Just play with it. Enjoy it. I was telling Jean on our last show, which, was really just like 2 hours ago, Emmanuel Dagger says, 3 things to do every day. Have a spiritual connection. So whether that's through meditation or going through a walk or whatever it is that connects you with your spiritual self. Have something that you do to further your career or further your goals and ambitions, and then play. And I think the one place that we probably do the least is play. So just play with it. Have fun with it without expectation. Just enjoy it, and things will come.
Yeah, and, I want to suggest to you something that I do personally. So maybe it will work for you, maybe not. Take what you want, leave the rest. But I get up every morning. Now, I don't do anything till after I've had my morning latte. But so I do make my latte. And then I sit down with my journal, and I get quiet, and I write on a line in my journal. I just write, so what do y'all want me to know today? And then I write stream of consciousness, whatever just pops into my head. I write it down in the journal. Sometimes it's silly, trivial nonsense, but occasionally it's quite profound. And if you set aside that time every day, same time every day, to do this kind of thing, eventually you'll begin to find that the messages become more succinct, more definable, and more profound. 2 of my books were written as compilations of my morning journaling.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I went back and actually looked at them, the first one, I was just like, holy moly, this stuff's good. And I don't remember any of this, And so it was messages that I was supposed to, to put down on paper and get out there. So just try that and see what happens.
Okay, I'll start playing with, because I've thought about automatic writing. It's just,
do it.
Just trying to get the focus and to relax into it is the other things. So, all right. Well, thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it.
You're very
Wonderful.
welcome. You're very welcome.
I am
okay,
really
so we
grateful.
have another caller. All right. We've got another caller, and before I take this next caller, which is area code 305, I want to remind everybody that, the cards that I use to do these clearings are the InnerSpeak cards. And if you go on my website and sign up for my newsletter, jeanadrienne.com, and up in the upper right-hand corner is a place to sign up for the newsletter, then you will get a link. As soon as you opt in, you'll get a link to the online version of these cards so you can do these clearings for yourself. So I suggest to you that you only do it once a day because you don't want to put yourself in overload. But, you have access to this in between Mondays. So, just know that it's always there for you. All right, area code 305. Who am I speaking with?
Hello, my name is Maria, and I'm calling from Miami, Florida.
Hi, Maria. And then did you come through the storm okay?
Yes, thank God I did. Oh, my God, it was very scary, though.
I bet. So how can we help you today?
Well, this is the first time that I call in this show, and I am going through, and I hope that maybe you can help me or clear me or something. I am going through a very difficult time. I've been going through a very difficult time for a while where I really have no joy. And I really have I feel I have nothing to live for.
Okay.
I feel like nothing really makes me happy. I don't really connect with anybody. I'm not sure. I've been feeling this way for a few years now. So I know that this is not like normal, and I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
What happened?
What happened? Because something happened that has. Because when I hear your voice when you first started, there's lots of joy in it. So there's something that you're disconnected from, and something happened to you. So what happened when it felt like things changed?
Well, things changed when my husband left me for another woman after 16 years of marriage, and that totally destroyed everything in my life.
Okay, let's remove that phrase of destroyed everything in your life, because it didn't. I know it's really hard when you're still caught in it, but everything happens for a reason. And there was a disalignment with you and your husband, that you were together when you were supposed to be, and now it's not supposed to be. And that's all it is. Like, he didn't do anything. It's really hard not to see this, but he didn't do anything to you. He did it to himself. He was going through his own stuff, and it just happened that it interfered with your relationship and your marriage. However, it's time to really let that go. This is your wake-up call. This is God coming to you and saying, okay, one part of your life is done. What do you want now? What will bring you joy? And when things are meant to be finished, and I have a feeling that if you were really honest with yourself, you probably knew that things were meant to finish with your husband a while ago, before everything started happening. And although, sometimes we don't want to admit it and sometimes we don't want to look at it, it really is for the best that this happened. And although it doesn't feel like it right now, and it feels like it's just because you've allowed him to take all of your power. And so I know that Jean's going to help you bring back your power, because that's really what you need right now. But I see if you could hold on to a wish. And I don't know what that is right now, because I think you've been so focused on what's been going wrong that you have stopped wishing, because it's like you feel there's just too much disappointment when it doesn't happen. But I know that there is something deep inside of you that has a lot of joy. Like I said, your normal being has so much joy in it. So you're just too focused on what's happened to you instead of remembering what it is that you want to create and what it is that you want to be in this world, because you have so much to offer. So my thing is, let go of what has happened. Stop feeling like he did it to you and that now your life is over, that it's a failure, that you weren't able to keep your marriage. It happened long before he fooled around on you. And I know that if you're
it actually happened in another lifetime, several hundred years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just replaying in this lifetime.
I know it's a karmic relationship. Yeah.
It is. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a karmic relationship. I'm glad you understand that. What happened when he left you for this other woman was that it triggered this old lifetime that you've just completely fallen into how you felt then, which was no joy. And what happened to you, the lifetime took place in the early 1800s in Europe. And what happened in that lifetime was you were in a marriage where there was no love, and he left you for someone else, and you felt powerless, completely powerless to do anything about it. Like Laurie said, he took your power away. And what this did to you at the soul level back then was it caused your soul to feel alienated and alone, and that's how you feel today. You feel all alone. Exactly. You feel alienated by life. And the belief that you brought forward from that old lifetime is, I don't deserve joy. So we're going to acknowledge that one, and we're going to let it go. So let's clear this. And the first thing that I want you to do is I want you just to ask Spirit, God in the universe, to raise your vibration as high as is humanly possible for you right here, right now, so that we can put you out of resonance with that old joyless lifetime. So just ask that be done.
Okay.
And then I want you to look out at the edge of your field, and I want you to find this shell that you put around yourself. It's like an eggshell that is keeping you from basically finding joy and being able to be in life in a happy place. And I want you, like you're a little baby chicken with an egg tooth, I want you to break your way out of that shell from the inside out. Just take a moment and do that for me right now.
Okay.
And then what I want you to do is I want you to go find this woman that was you in the early 1800s in Europe. And I want you to help her to forgive. She needs to forgive her husband. She needs to forgive the woman. And she needs to forgive herself because she came away with so much guilt and shame and humiliation. She needs to forgive herself. And she's got a message for you. So what I want you to do is I want you just to hold up a big piece of paper in front of yourself in your imagination. Just hold a piece of paper up and let her write you a message. And she's just going to write it on the paper, and you'll be able to see her hand moving on the other side of the paper. And when she's done, turn the paper around and read what she wants you to know.
Just says love.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you received blessings from the angels for calling in today and letting this go. Your first blessing is a healing from your awakened inner. Your second blessing is release from all the overwhelm that you have been feeling since all this went down. And the final blessing today is the return of your authority, your power, and your confidence. And it is gratitude that owns every clearing. So just take a moment now and give thanks to your angels, to your teachers, and to your guides. And we thank you for calling in today.
And just dream really big, honey. Just like find your biggest wish and really dream and hold on to that. Okay?
Okay.
Shift out of this and remember who you are, and remember that dream that you had, because it's coming back. So you need to bring it back.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be bigger, brighter, and better than it ever was before.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are very welcome. And listeners, you know, every time you hear one of these clearings on the air and you do it along with whoever the caller is, you're getting the same healing and the same clearing. You know, all of us are, because we're all connected. We're all one energy. And so just because Maria, was working with not feeling any joy, you all cleared everything that's blocking your joy just by listening and being part of this process. So it's really wonderful. And this has been a lot of fun, Laurie.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I love working with you. And we don't seem to have any other callers right now, so I guess we can just call this one a wrap for today. And so Laurie will be back with me week after next, listeners. Every other week, Laurie's here as my co-host. And
October 2nd.
Yeah, exactly. So, but call in next week too. You just get clearings, but that's okay. Don't forget about me. Yeah. So do you have anything going on you want to make people aware of, Laurie, before we close down for today?
Not really. Not really. Okay. No, there's always stuff going on, but, nothing that I would, just check out my shows. I have shows as well on called News for the Heart, so check us out. Jean's show will be up on Friday. Yeah.
Very good. All right, and I've got a class coming up. It's going to be a web-based class. It's called Healing with the Seven Rays. And so for Corinne, if you're still listening, you might be interested in this one because I do some work to help you to meet your guides, meet the Ascended Masters. And then it's a very profound healing modality. It's a hands-on and remote healing modality that is energy work using frequency and color and working with the Ascended Masters. So that's available. You can find out about that on my website, jeanadrienne.com/classes/. It's $144. It's a 4-hour class, and you do get a certificate. So you'll be a certified 7-ray healer at the end of the class. So, so until next week, remember, people who take responsibility for their lives create the reality they desire. Love you all. Ciao.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.